Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to prepare egusi and okra soup. It's a very simple recipe. I'm becoming to be a egusi lover, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get to the ingredients. So these are the ingredients. This is my egusi. For those of you that don't know what egusi is, this is what egusi looks like. Melon. This is what the classic melon looks like. Okay, I've already blended it. So here I have my crayfish, locus beans, dry catfish, and big dry crayfish. There is my bitter leaf, spinach. You can use fresh spinach or any vegetable of your choice. Okay, here I have onion, pepper, and no, and there is mixture of onion and bell pepper. Okay, so you can use vegetable oil or red oil. This recipe I'm going to be using vegetable oil instead of red oil, but you can use red oil. Okay, so here is the beef I'm using with some chaki inside. Okay, I'm also going to be using some prawn, fresh prawn. You can skip it if you don't like it, okay, or use any of the heat that you want. So first I added oil into my pot. Sorry, I didn't show that on camera. So now I added onion, and I'm going to stir the onion, like allow the onion to saute for a couple of minutes. But while the onion is cooking, I'm going to add my crayfish and locust beans inside the onion. So I'm going to stir everything and allow them to cook until the onion is well sauteed, which is taking about a couple of minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. So after about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to be adding my bell pepper mixture. Stir everything together. Then I'm going to allow that to cook down for 10 to 15 minutes or 10 minutes actually. So while they are cooking, I'm going to add the seasoning. I'm using Knorr cube. I'm also going to be adding the salt and throw in the pepper. I didn't blend the pepper because I didn't want the pepper to be too much, because I have a toddler that is going to be having this soup with me. So that aside, the sauce is cooking. For the egusi, as you can see, I added it into the same bowl. I added just a little bit of water to soak in the egusi. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that the water goes through around the egusi, then I will set that aside. So this is the okra I'm using. I'm using frozen okra. I actually sliced the okra before the freezer. So this is after 10 minutes, guys. As you can see, the color of the sauce have started changing. So this is when I'm going to add the egusi inside the soup. After adding the egusi, I'm going to cover and allow them to cook for 10 minutes. So this is after 10 minutes. I'm going to give them a good stir. If you want to have lump inside the egusi, you don't have to stir them too much, okay? So after stirring them just a little bit, I'm going to add the protein I'm using, which is the meat and the chaki. Just add any meat you want, chicken, anyone you want, okay? So after adding the meat, I'm also going to be adding my dry fish and dry crayfish or big crayfish or dry prawns. So I'm going to give everything a good stir. Then I'm going to test if the seasoning is enough or they need to be correct. So test if you're going to add more seasoning or they are good. So here I'm adding the stock from the meat. Stir everything, put your heat on a low heat. I'm also going to be covering it right now and allow it to cook, okay, for more 10 minutes. So here I'm stirring them, and this is after that 10 minutes I talked about. And this, as you can see, the egusi is really thick. So I'm going to be adding some water inside the egusi. But first I'm adding bitter leaf. If you don't have bitter leaf, don't worry about it. Just skip the step of the bitter leaf. Use any vegetable of your choice, okay? So I'm giving them a good stir after adding the bitter leaf. Now I'm going to add the water to correct the consistency because I don't want the soup to be too thick. Personally, I don't like thick egusi soup. So after stirring them, I'm going to cover them again and allow them to cook for like 8 minutes or 8 to 10 minutes, whichever minutes you want them to be cooked, okay? So here we are, the egusi is done after much 10 minutes. So now is the okra. I added this okra last because I don't want the okra to be overcooked. So after adding the okra, I will stir everything together. Then I will add the spinach. So this is also when I added the fresh prawns, the fresh shrimps. Okay, you can add it at the beginning, you can choose to add it at the end. For me, prawn don't need to cook too much, so I choose to add them towards the end after adding the okra. Now I'm going to add the spinach I'm using, then stir everything, cover them up and allow them to cook for 10 minutes on a medium low heat. And that is it. The soup is cooked. This soup is so delicious. If you don't like egusi soup, give this a try. And I'm also correcting the consistency because as you can see there, the soup is very thick, so I added a little bit more water to lighten up the soup. And that is it, guys. After 8 to 10 minutes, this is the soup. This is the final result. Don't take my word for it, guys. Give this a try. Give it a try, okay? Come back and thank me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Share this video and I will see you all. Thank you. Bye.